G.
Welcome back to 101 Sports. I'm joined by a guy who spends way too much time looking at 40 times, Josh Norris, and a guy who wishes he could bench 225 just once, Joey Ecordino. Gentlemen, let's talk Combine. And first off, let's see if it actually means anything. Josh, give us your take. What does the Combine mean to an NFL team?
You know, the Combine is fairly important. I wouldn't say it's the most important thing during the scouting process, but it's important. The drills are important, the 40 times, the bench, the arm length, the heights, and the weights. But most importantly is what goes on behind the scenes, the interviews that you don't see in NFL Network. Every front office of these NFL teams interviews every single one of these players. So it shows how well they've prepared for this job interview, the biggest job interview of their lives.
That's true, Josh, but in terms of what happens on the field, it doesn't matter at all. Look what the players are doing, not what they're saying. Guys won't run, guys won't throw. Sam Bradford and Jimmy Clausen didn't throw last year. They're quarterbacks. That's what they're supposed to do. And you look back in the past, Mike Mamula, Tony Mandarich, busts of the ages,
the
and
Mike
they shine at the
Mamula
Combine.
reference.
It does not matter.
Okay, those two guys played in what, the 80s and 90s?
90s, thank you.
Okay, hasn't the NFL changed in the last 20, 10 something years?
A touch, yes.
So the scouting process has also changed. It's not just the work done at the Combine, Joey. It's the work done throughout the season, going to see them on the college campuses. And yes, for every Mike Mamula, I could say Mario Williams or Dustin Keller.
Okay.
It's just as important, and those players have been very good in the NFL as well.
I mean, a lot of guys do make their names on the Combine scene. They turn out to be great players. Now,
Sometimes.
I want to see who the guys are this year that I should be looking out for. Joe, I know you have a couple in mind. Let's hear one.
I sure do. We'll start with my number one prospect in the entire draft, Patrick Peterson, the cornerback return specialist from LSU, 6'1", 220, super lithe. He is made for the NFL Combine. He's going to run a great 40 time. He'll run in the 4.2s. He'll jump high. Everything you want from an athlete.
I thought you said those things just really weren't that important. And super lithe, does that just mean he's ripped? That's what I call it. I'm going to go with Colin Kaepernick, a guy that I think actually—
He's not lithe.
He's not lithe. I think he is the most athletic quarterback in this draft class, more than Cam Newton. He's going to run the sub-4.5s, and he has a rocket cannon for an arm. Yes, the mechanics might be a bit off, but he's going to impress in the interviews. And I really think if they put a brick wall out there in the field, he could throw the ball right through it.
Okay, Josh, it's a little bit of an exaggeration, but I'll go back to the SEC for my other guy, Julio Jones. You're talking about lithe. That man is lithe. 6'4", 220, super physical wide receiver. He's going to bench a ton of weight, more than I can probably. He's going to run fast as well. He'll also shine at the Combine.
How about Robert Quinn, defensive end from UNC, missed the entire year because of the suspension. Now scouts are kind of going back and looking over his high school injury reports, and apparently he had a benign brain tumor removed. And the only reason they're going back and reviewing those things is because they haven't had game film to review of him. He's got great arm length, which is a very underrated statistic when it comes to defensive ends or 3-4 outside linebackers, because it creates separation between the offensive lineman and them. He's going to do very well after the Combine with the drop back outside linebacker skills, and he's going to run very well as well.
Fair enough.
Well, that's interesting with Robert Quinn, a guy who probably needs the Combine more than anyone. Didn't play this whole last year. This is a guy that it really matters to.
It's his time to shine. It really is. It's his Senior Bowl. It's his Pro Bowl. It's everything.
Yeah, well, we'll see if he can go up to those expectations. Let's talk about some guys who may fail to do that, some guys that'll drop off the radar. Joey, who are the guys who are going to struggle?
Let's go back to the second best corner in this draft, Prince Amukamara. Say that 3 times fast, Josh.
Amukamara.
Okay, that's what I thought. He's a very good cover corner. I like him a lot, but he will not do well at the Combine. It's not made for him. He's not a very fast guy. He's not uber quick. I think the Combine's going to hurt him a little bit, whereas a guy like Peterson will shine.
Another corner to look out for that might even pass Amukamara is Jimmy Smith. From Colorado, 6'2", he could run very well as well.
He's one of those bigger guys.
He is, and a guy like that. I agree with you that Amukamara is not. This Combine's not really made for him. J.J. Watt, defensive end, Wisconsin.
Good.
He's a 3-4 defensive end in the NFL. He's all work ethic, all motor in college football. That's where he made his plays. So a team's going to have to figure out if they want to draft a high upside guy with the athletic ability or go after a J.J. Watt, who they know who he is. He's already proven to be just this high motor, high energy player. So scouts are going to have to decide which one they want. Kind of athletic ability and upside, or J.J. Watt.
I'll finish by picking on a former Heisman Trophy winner. Mark Ingram from Alabama is a good back. Drawing Emmitt Smith comparisons, that's unfair. You agree with me on that, right?
I do.
He will not run that fast, and that's what matters for a running back partially at the Combine. You're going to look at that speed. You're going to look at the jumping ability. You're going to look at the broad jump, the shuttle, stuff like that. He will not do very well there. I think his stock will be hurt. We may not see a running back in the first round this year.
Oh, wow. No running backs in the first round. Well, let's hear it.
No, I agree that Mark Ingram, no, he's not Emmitt Smith, but he still will go in the first round. I actually believe in the top 25, 20 picks.
Okay.
All right, guys, we got to wrap it up. Good stuff. We'll get back to this once the draft creeps closer. But right now it's time to take a break. And when 101 returns, we'll turn our discussions to the NBA and discuss what other big names might be on the move before the deadline.